Actually, I should be singing right now. Go New York, go New York, go. 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 What? Let me stop. Go New York, go New York, go. 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 Can't believe it. The Knicks are above 500. And we're about halfway through the season or so. Anyways, folks, how's it going? Richard here. Hopefully you're doing well wherever you are in the world, doing whatever it is you may be doing. Happy Monday. It's been a kind of rainy, wet, soggy, cloudy, gray Monday here in the New York City area. But hopefully it's been a great Monday so far wherever you are in the world, or if you're catching up on the West Coast, hopefully you're having a good morning into the afternoon so far. Yeah, man, what a weekend. It's been a long time, really long time here in New York City that, you know, fans can say that the Knicks are actually playing well. And that's such a cool thing, man, because I really do believe this is still a Knicks town, no matter what's going on over here in Brooklyn. And I was born and raised in Brooklyn, but this is a Knicks town, baby. So good luck to them moving forward in the rest of the season. Wanted to hop on, share a message. I had a really cool conversation catching up with a friend who works in higher ed at the collegiate level, works for a university system here in the New York City area. And we're just having a conversation about some like an initiative that he had brought up and broached with the administration at the school. And it was around like making mistakes. We got into the conversation about whether or not, you know, that conversation you may have with people in your lives, family, friends, like, hey, if I knew then what I knew now, how different my life would be, right? But then it's almost like I asked them, well, if that were the case, knowing what you know now, if you knew that then, would you know how to use that knowledge? And that it got me thinking about like what's the space and value of mistake making in our lives. It's almost like there's some things that you can read a book, you can watch a video, you can look at a how-to thing, but there's a difference between knowing and experience. There's a difference between knowledge and experience. This is comparable to actually listen to a podcast recently. I think it was Brandon Lucero, who was like a digital marketer, and talked about exactly this. There's such a huge difference. You don't really know something until you can like practice it, until you can do the thing, right? I can read a book about how to perform surgery, but I don't think that I should say that I know how to perform surgery until I actually perform surgery. So there's a huge difference between knowledge and the actual practice of something. And the same, you know, mistakes are a very cool thing, cool conversation to have, because especially in academics, right? I know growing up, for as long as, you know, tests have been around, right? Spelling tests and math tests and algebra tests and whatnot. What exactly occurs, right? We're kind of taught that mistake making is bad, mistake making is poor. And then, you know, once you get out of school, at whatever grade or age that may be, like you're left with this thing about not being able to make mistakes. But then how do you go out into the world where you're trying to figure out things? You don't have like bumpers, you don't have guards. And, you know, as we're having this conversation, I understand and appreciate, you know, if I knew then what I knew now, like it's, you know, how cool and how great my life would have been, or how different my life would be than it is now. Not that I don't have a great life, because I'm pretty content. But then the real question is like, if I knew then what I know now, What would I do with that? Would I be able to comprehend that stuff? Here's kind of a short story that encapsulates this premise, and why I think it's really important that now, I think increasingly all of us, right, no matter what you're doing with for work, life, or fitness, or health and relationships, it's creating bubbles to actually be comfortable with making mistakes. I've been playing I've played basketball my entire life. Never made the basketball team in high school or so, but I always played on the practice squad and whatnot. And to this day, some of my friends and I, once in a while, when our knees are up to it and we have the breathing capacity, we'll go out, especially as it gets warmer, just play a few one-on-one games, two-on-two games, nothing too crazy. But I could never figure out a shot. My shot has always been this flat thing. Now, one of the reasons for that is that I've got, unfortunately, really small hands. How I can grip a football or how I can throw a baseball or softball boggles many minds, but I have small hands. And so shooting a basketball, I've always found it really difficult. So for the last 30 plus years of my life, I've always shot the ball the same way. Motion and whatnot might be cool, but off of my hand, it's a very flat shot to the rim. Flat shot. It wasn't only until this summer where I took a moment to I was just shooting around. I'm like, man, I don't understand. In the NBA, professional basketball players, you always see them say, flick the wrist, do this. And it only hit me. I started changing my form. I was reading up on it, and seeing practices and tools to change my shot. After 30 years, I didn't care about it then. Maybe if I was in a different place or I had different skill set, that mattered. But the same desire to be able to score when I'm playing basketball I had then that I have now, right? It was never that I was going to make the NBA or that was my ambition. I just want to, when I play basketball, I want to help my team win. I want to score points so that I win, right? And so that desire has remained constant over the last 30 plus years. But it's only now where I'm in a place where I gave myself the space to think about it, the knowledge, how could what am I missing about shooting and scoring, and why do I have such a flat shot? I was essentially in the same place. Basketball had the same place in my life then as it does now. And so it's just it wouldn't have mattered. It wouldn't have I wouldn't have given myself the time and space to learn how to take a shot just because I was mentally in a different place. But the same thing goes for every area of our lives. Right now, if you're thinking about business and your work and what do I do, could you create space to fail, to make mistakes, right? Because it's in the actual practice of things that we're able to figure things out. One of my favorite books is Psycho-Cybernetics by Dr. Maxwell Maltz. And in it, he talks about the concept of correcting by negative feedback. A missile, right? A heat-seeking missile is the example that he uses. When it gets fired towards its target, towards its destination, you know how it works? It's not that it gets fired and it's there. There's feedback. So if the target's here and it's going too far left, okay, it knows it's too far left. So this trajectory is changed only by negative feedback. And in our lives, we've got to be okay with making mistakes. We've got to be okay with the concept of failure. Failure occurs to all of us, or at least most of us, right? Many of us and most of us. And this is why I think I encourage and implore everyone, especially in the realm of finances and business, take a stand, take a chance on yourself. It may be starting a blog. It may be doing affiliate marketing. It's a great way to do it because it gets you in from reading and just knowledge to practice. And the more stuff that we can do, the more we can do in terms of practice, actual doing stuff, that's what we'll figure out. I feel blessed that I'm in a place in my life and in living in a time and place, and then there I can explore. And I appreciate that some people can't explore. They don't have the resource. They don't have the space. But to many people that I talk with on a daily basis, on Facebook or on Instagram or whatnot, that are living here in the United States, that are living here in New York, they're living working a 9 to 5, getting home and I'm watching TV or something like that. Lots of people have the space. They can tell themselves all the reasons why they don't, but lots of people do. And I challenge you, if you can look in the mirror and say, this is my life, and man, I wish and I think it can be better. I challenge you to like take that on and ask yourself, what are the things that you can start doing now to improve it, to get yourself moving in that direction? For a lot of people, it's finances, it's time, it's free, all the things that go into like the online business thing. It's like, man, I wish I had more time freedom. I wish I can like take time off to like go do XYZ. Here's another short story why I encourage you to like create room for mistakes, and particularly like looking to build your own business and brand. Friday, I decided to work from home. It was going to be a creative day. I was not really doing much like legal work. It was just, if I got phone calls and whatnot, fine, but mostly working on my affiliate marketing, digital marketing practice. At about 12:30 in the afternoon, I get a call from my doctor who says, "Hey, Rich, are you available to come to the hospital to get the COVID-19 vaccine?" I didn't ask for it. I didn't reach out for it. I was like, when my time and place comes, I'll take care of this vaccine. But I created the space in my life, right? Because I've chosen to build my own business, because I've chosen like affiliate marketing and online business and brand, where these are the things that come with it: time freedom, space freedom. I get a call to go to the hospital and have to be there in an hour. You know what? I was there. And unfortunately, many people like don't see an online business in that light, like the space that it creates for them to do other things that they may want to do in their life. It's not just about like the beach and drinks on the beach and laptop lifestyle. It could be just about that. If you can like work part-time, if you're someone who works 40, 50 hours a week, and if you can cut that down to a part-time job while you make another couple $1,000s online, like how would that change your life? If you are someone who's working a 9-to-5, like a W-2 job, and you're just tired of it, you feel like it's wasting away, you get home frustrated, and like you feel like you can't work out, like the things you want, fitness or relationships, it doesn't like facilitate it. Like that's why I encourage people to build an online business brand. But you can only do that if you're okay with creating room to experience mistakes and failures. And that's what I want to get at. Like this conversation that I had with my friend over the weekend was like really interesting, because it was just about that. Like, how comfortable are we as people to make mistakes? Not too many people are like willing to experience mistakes, because we've thought about mistakes in the idea and the realm of failure, of not good enough. But that's just not true. That's a very antiquated notion, and I encourage you to think about this and in your own life and how to take this on. How can you take this on today and tomorrow and start creating a life? You're only going to create like a different life for you, the life that you want, by like doing stuff. It's not just about reading, it's not just about watching videos, it's not about knowledge, it's about actually implementing. And so that's why every time I meet someone new on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, whatever it is, I ask them, hey man, have you thought about building your own online business and brand? It's not just about commissions for me. It's about like, how can I improve my life? I was walking, it's like, what is it that I want in my life? I was seeing people walking down the street, like their heads down. Next time you're outside in the street, just observe how people are walking. How many people can walk or are walking with their head like straight ahead, or how many people walk with their head down? You'll be amazed by that. And I think, and this is a real huge far-reaching assumption, but it's just that when they maybe avoid looking at their life, but when they think about their lives, like this is not what I wanted my life to be. So I encourage you, first of all, build an online business brand if you haven't already started that. If you're looking for a way to get started, you're not sure how or where to begin, get in touch with me. First thing I want you to do is subscribe to my training, richardkisson.com/Pocci, P-O-C-C-C-I. It gives you a 30,000 foot view about how to build your own affiliate marketing business, what to do, how to do at a very like big level. So you just understand like what exactly is involved. Okay, what I also encourage you to is join my Facebook group, right? SWIY.io/Richard K. With that, you'll actually can get the link to the Pocci course and also join my Facebook group, Affiliate Marketing Made Easy. And then finally, I really invite you to do this it should be up top actually. Join me on all these lives. I'm trying to go on regularly. If every day is kind of challenging, but hey, I'm going to try to do it. And if I don't, made a mistake, it's okay. But swiy.io/RK Live. But really, if you have any questions about, Rich, you got me thinking about some things. I'm like, I want my life to be X, but it's Y. Let's talk about how we can make that happen. Because I know that the reality is that for a lot of people, finances are a big thing. Finances is what keeps them from X to Y. But you got to ask yourself, like, what are the things that are keeping you in X? And a lot of it's going to be the desire to avoid mistakes. And you know what? You got to be comfortable with making mistakes. Got to be comfortable with like figuring out, I don't want to be the guy costing my team the game. Right? I was so happy that, because I've shared Crohn's disease and every 6 weeks I've got to go to the hospital for infusion. Like when I thought about that my doctor called me 12:30 in the afternoon to be at the hospital at 2:30, right? I mean, I had to like shower and stuff and get ready. But in 2 hours, I was going to say, you know what? Yeah, I'm thankful. Like I get this vaccine that very few people are able to get access to right now, but it's because I've been okay with making mistakes and putting myself out there to create a certain kind of lifestyle, and I want that for you. So if you got any questions, again, get in touch, swiy.io/Richard K. Chat with me on Messenger. You'll get the invite to the Pachi course as well as my Facebook group, Affiliate Marketing Made Easy. Join me on all my lives, swiy.io/RK Live. And until next time, friends, you take care. You be